These instructions explain how to create a new legislation record. That's something that you may do whether it's Councilmember Cantrell herself instructing District B staff in order to create a record for a piece of legislation that she wants to research and develop, as well as any legislation you find out about other district offices that are under consideration. So the way to create a new record is you need to make sure you're in the legislation app, which can be selected from this drop-down list from the top right. And then you want to go ahead and click on the legislation tab. So what you can do is you can click new. And there's only a few fields that you'll actually fill out when you're first creating the record, and then you'll come back over time to add additional details as the legislation progresses through the process. So first, you want to make sure that you name the legislation something that's descriptive and what it will formally be named and introduce that district at the city council as. You want to give it a status. Pretty much all newly created legislation records are going to be under consideration. If you happen to be adding in legislation that's already gone through the process and you just want to put it in here for record keeping purposes, you may select a different one. But we'll assume that this legislation is currently under consideration. The priority is low, medium, high, or vital, and this is with respect to how it relates to Councilmember Cantrell's legislative priorities. The date introduced, you're not going to be able to fill that out yet until it formally goes to City Council. District proposed by, at this stage you'll at least be able to select one, whether it be Councilmember Cantrell or whichever office you heard it from first. But this field does allow you to select multiple sponsors for one piece of legislation. So I'm going to go ahead and select Councilmember Cantrell. I could also add another person if I wanted to, or remove them if necessary. So the language of the legislation probably wouldn't be formulated at this point yet. That's something that comes later on in the process. Internal notes regarding legislation is something that you can certainly start typing in, but this is not meant to be ongoing commentary. It should be more of a static kind of description internally of how you see the bill. Keep in mind that Salesforce records are subject to public review, so you want to have some discretion as far as what information actually goes in here. The type of legislation you should be able to fill out from the start. So, your options are these that you can see: ordinance, motion, resolution, fee waiver, and servitude. For a full explanation of what each of the types of legislation mean, please consult with the written instructions. You'll not be able to fill out any of the committee review information or the legislation vote/outcome information at this juncture. You'll not be able to do committee review until the status is introduced at council or reviewed by committee. As far as legislation outcome, you won't be able to do that until the status is at least added to council docket or passed, failed, tabled, or overturned. Be sure to click save so that you don't lose all the information that you just entered. This has been instructions for how to create a new record for legislation. Please view the next video in this series for information on how to locate an existing legislation record and how to update it.